Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to go and do a little tour of various, well, stories. Now I used to live around here, in fact very close to here. One night I decided to walk along here. Now if you look at those slabs there, you'll see that they're in sections, very military like. Anyway, I walked to the end and came across a taut liner and a man. The taut liner was open and empty. If you don't know what a taut liner is, it's a lorry, you know, with canvas sides. Anyway, he sort of looked up at me and went, "What are you doing?" I'm going for a walk. He said, "No you aren't." Turn around and walk out. But I didn't know at the time it was MOD property. It's now known as Octavian, and it's a wine cellar, or at least that's the cover. Now you may think that's not a spooky story. Well, no, it's not, unless you were there and you saw him. Because you can tell from the energy of people, like, you know, anyone watching me will be able to pick up on the energy of me, and my face, how I am, you know, all the rest of it, how I talk, how I word things, you know, it's all there. Your brain processes it, even if your mind doesn't. One thing I didn't mention, down at the pond that you saw at the start, well, down this road is an entrance to the mine, Monk's Park, and down in that mine, many years ago, a load of Irish people came over to work here and worked in the mine, and one part of the tunnel was deliberately closed off. So I'm guessing that means there's a certain amount of ghosts down that road, although I never experienced them myself. I had to suddenly leg it because a couple of vans came along. I don't like being in places like this when a couple of vans come along. So yeah, well anyway, on to the next place. Sometimes it's really interesting trying to feel rather than thinking, unless you know how old a path is. You know, I wonder how long this path has been here. You know, and who walked it and to where. I mean, sometimes you can really get a feel for it. It's just so obvious. It rises up from the actual path you're walking on. The signs in how old the walls are, how old the trees are, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of signs will give you a clue as to how old these places are. Now I know on the left there is a shaft down in here. I know. Country sounds and scenics. Got to say though, there are a lot of elms around here. Anyway, down in there, well, not down in there, but across here, where I'm zooming into now, that's the escarpment where Westbury White Horse is, Bratton Camp, that other place, Headington Camp, all those, which is in a separate video, and if I've got that up before this one, then I'll put a link, but if not, well, you'll have to hunt it out, because I'll probably forget what I say in this video, because I do that a lot. So here's one. This is a ventilation shaft. This goes down into the infamous Burlington bunker that people have tried to throw a stone through. Can you hear how echoey it is? Is that echoey? Now I'm guessing that what you want me to do is drop a stone in there. Okay. Well, I would guess that most of the stones have already been picked up and thrown. Let's see if I can find one. Here we go. Good one. So, what shall I do? I tell you what, I'll lower you down. Okay, ready for this? Okay, so I didn't go down that far, but I know that's where they go. Actually, there is one more story, and that is because I've got to know quite a few people around the area. You get to hear stories from the old blokes who've been here for some time. And a man who taught me to turn wood, Roger, he's dead now. He was a big influence on me. I first moved into the place and he was making tiny little chariots for Shakespeare Live, and I was like, ooh, that looks like the kind of bloke that I would get on with very well. Now look at that mound. Yeah, okay, let's. Anyway, he was telling me, oh my God, I don't know how I get out there. He was telling me that him and another bloke were, wow, I mean, I don't like doing this kind of erosion, but something's calling me up there. Wow. Yeah, they were doing a wall, because I always seem to know people who do old skills, and they're building this wall, and all of a sudden they said about 50 military personnel ran past. Here's where the twats come, look at that. For fuck's sake. It's fair enough having a party, you take your shit home. Fuck's sake. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, and they ran past. I ain't got a bag or anything to put it in. And jumped over this wall and went into a tiny little 4x3 hut. All of them, one after the other, shut the door and never reappeared. Oh my God, it's full of loads, look at this. Probably shouldn't have come up here, should I? Yeah, that's right, put a bin liner up against a tree, don't take it home. Well, hello, looks like someone rides that. It's not all beauty on my walks. Still started with some, so we're all right. Now I don't know where the fuck I am. Now I don't know what direction I am. I mean, oh God, it's a fucking mess. Is that why I needed to go up here? And looking at those tyres, who knows? I mean, I can see they've come up, they've built this out, haven't they? So they can go down there really fast. Oh. Well, this is a bit more creative. Well, this is Partyville, isn't it? Obviously too fucked in the morning to take the rubbish home. Oh, we'll come back and get it. No, you won't. Okay, sorry about the rant. It's got to say, it's a good place for a party, isn't it? So now my bearings are gone. I don't know where I am because I've never been up here before. So I'm going to retrace my steps until I know where I am. Because when you're someone like me, you can disappear into all kinds of tracks. And I've got to admit, they've come here and they've done the work to make their own little racing track round here. Much as it pains me to say, if they just clear it, if they take their shit home, wouldn't be so bad. I know they've really done a good job. There's little jumps along there. There's another bank round in there that goes up to the top. Yeah, they've put in that work. Surely if they came along with a bloody wheelbarrow, someone must have a van they can put a wheelbarrow in. I couldn't get one in mine, so I can't come up here and help clear it up. Right, what have we got here? Danger lorries. What have I done? I think here meets the path, isn't it? I've come round in a circle, so I should meet a path down here, and then I can either go left and be back on my original path, or I can turn right and carry on walking. But it's beautiful. It's a real beautiful place, even with that. That's, I mean, I'm guessing it's got to be something to do with the mines making, you know, because there are just mines all round here. Yeah, I think we're coming back to, oh, maybe that ends now. Not sure where this looks out onto, and it's not the field we looked into, I don't think. Well, it could be, but I thought that was the other one. Anyway, yeah, look. I mean, it sure is something, isn't it? You know, that's not a natural hill. Oh, have I just come right round in a circle without realising? If so, then this should be where I first came up. And is it? Yeah, it is. Okay, well, I've done the circle. It's a bit, I think it's a bit triangular. Anyway, I'm going to, because I bumped into a couple of ladies, so I'm going to have to go somewhere else for my piss. But I mean, that's just so inviting, isn't it? I can see why they went up there. Well, I'll do my investigations, and I wish I'd done it before. I don't think I've got a map of this area. Here's a little tip, right? If you want to find things, don't bother with Google Maps. Real waste of time. Don't bother with any online maps. What you want is a paper map, because you'll find stuff. I don't find anything on Google Maps because you only get a certain, you zoom in and it just gets smaller and smaller. That's not what you want. You want it relative to things so you can see. You know, it is one of those strange facts, isn't it? Strange, weird things about life where if you live by the sea, you never go and hang out on the beach. You know, I live just up the road. I used to literally come here and get wood. And I never, ever went up here. I knew it was there. I could see the lump. But so, for some reason, nothing ever made me go, oh, let's go up here. Because had I done, these parties would have started earlier, but we would have taken our shit home. I'm actually going to go back up. And even through here they've got a little fire pit. Now, I've got to say, as much as I'm moaning about it, whoever did it has done a pretty good construction, I have to say. I'm impressed. But if anyone wants to know and is interested how you take over a place, you know, not to take it over and make it yours, but or it can be applied that way. You know, if it is your house, for example, and you want to stop your neighbour encroaching, what you've got to do is piss in all the corners and all along. If you know, if pissing in the corners doesn't work, you piss everywhere on the boundary, and you extend your feeling out to the extent of your boundary. You just put your vibe there. It works. It really does work. Yeah, you can use it to make people cross the street, you know. It does work. Yeah, and I mean, I have heard of this done after I realised that you could do that, and that's one thing that you could do because it was brilliant. I suddenly heard of Barry Fry. If you're interested, if you know about football, Barry Fry was told to lift the gypsy curse by pissing in all four corners, and I think the what could I say? The spoon bender, who I absolutely totally love, he suggested it for Reading Town, but didn't really do them any good, did it? Obviously, I don't really love him. I haven't even got the highest regard for him. In fact, they're quite the opposite. Anyway, enough of that. Okay, so I'm leaving here. Did you get that reference? I have to put them in. For anyone who's new, special warm welcome. You've probably noticed that I'll put music quotes, lyrics, ideas, hints in my videos. I can't help it. That's for, you know, that's just for people who want to go a little bit deeper, because I like to have lots of layers in things. And looking at that, that does make me think that this is something to do with mines. Now, I'm looking for a different way out, so this will do it. I think this is where, yeah, it really is lovely. Aside from all the mess, I'll have to figure out a works party. How would we do this? Anyway, so yeah, so let's go down then. Oh wait, have I explored up here? So I can get down that way, okay. Oh yeah, I have. That was where I came in, wasn't it? So, or the second point from where I came in. This is the kind of place I used to hang out as a youth. And sure, we had parties at Hills, but we did have a clean-up party afterwards. Take what you bring, or share the responsibility between the people who brought it, you know. So yeah, so I gotta head back now. Sometimes I think, oh, I won't bring any food. Does anyone else get that? And then you go, oh shit, I wish I brought some food, I'm so hungry, I'm gonna have to leave. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I have to leave because I need to eat. Let's have a quick look over here. Because that always intrigues me when there's a wall round somewhere and all you can see is just trees. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ta-da! I just met a little boy on the way. He's with his family, and we had a little chat about moving the rubbish off there. So maybe that will get done, because it does seem to be a popular place. And I can see what would happen if we had a works party to come and, you know, move all the stuff. It would then get taken over by fezzy adults. Now that would be ironically quite funny, wouldn't it? I don't know.